Angola is not the country most people imagine. Behind its name is a land of Atlantic coastlines, ancient kingdoms, painful history, powerful landscapes, and cities full of movement. On the western coast of southern Africa, Angola was shaped by trade, Portuguese colonization, the Atlantic slave trade, the fight for independence, and years of rebuilding. These parts of history left deep marks on the country, but they also shaped its strength. Angola is not only a place on the map, it is a country of powerful stories. Stories of nature, struggle, memory, culture, and survival. In this documentary, we begin in Luanda, the capital city. Then we discover Angola's famous places and architecture, from old fortresses to waterfalls and mountain roads. After that, we explore Angolan food, where simple ingredients become dishes full of meaning. And in the final chapter, we enter the mystery, the legends, strange landscapes, and old stories that make Angola feel even deeper. This is Angola. We begin in Luanda, the capital city of Angola. Luanda stands on the Atlantic coast, in the northwest of the country. It is Angola's largest city, its main port, and the center of politics, business, culture, and daily movement. For many visitors, Luanda is the first impression of Angola, a city of ocean light, busy roads, modern buildings, old history, and constant energy. The city was founded by the Portuguese in 1576. From the beginning, Luanda was connected to the sea. Ships arrived through the bay, trade passed through the port, and the city grew into one of the most important colonial centers on the west coast of Africa. But this history also carries pain. For centuries, Luanda was deeply connected to the Atlantic slave trade. From this region, many Africans were taken across the ocean, especially to Brazil. This part of the past is difficult, but it cannot be ignored. It remains part of the memory of the city and part of the story of Angola itself. Today, Luanda is home to millions of people. The city expanded quickly after independence, and even more during the years of conflict, when many people came to the capital searching for safety, work, and opportunity. Because of this, Luanda grew fast, sometimes faster than roads, housing, and services could follow. This growth created strong contrasts. Along the waterfront, Luanda can look modern and powerful. There are tall buildings, hotels, offices, restaurants, and wide roads. But not far away, life can be more crowded and difficult, with busy markets, informal neighborhoods, and people working hard every day to support their families. Luanda is not one simple image. It is many realities at once. The ocean gives the city its shape. Luanda faces a wide bay, protected by the long strip of land called Ilha de Luanda. From above, the city follows the curve of the coast, with buildings, roads, and the port stretching beside the Atlantic Ocean. The sea is always present, in the light, in the air, in the work of fishermen, and in the identity of the capital. But Luanda is shaped by more than geography. It is also shaped by history. Colonial rule, independence, civil war, and rebuilders have all left marks on the city. Old churches and historic buildings still stand beside modern towers and new roads. In Luanda, the past and present do not stay separate. They exist side by side. The real life of Luanda is found in everyday moments. It is in the sound of morning traffic. It is in street vendors calling to customers. It is in fishermen near the shore. It is in children walking to school. It is in music playing from neighborhoods. It is in people moving through the city with purpose. These moments create the rhythm of Luanda. The capital is more than a place of government and business. It is also a place of culture, creativity, and connection. People from across Angola come here, bringing their languages, traditions, food, music, and dreams. In this way, Luanda becomes a meeting point for the entire nation. The city can feel loud, crowded, and overwhelming, but it can also feel alive, hopeful, and full of possibility. It is a city of old stone and new glass, of ocean breeze and urban heat, of memory and ambition. For any journey through Angola, Luanda is the right place to begin. Because in this one city, we already see the spirit of the whole country, its history, its pain, its strength, its movement, and its hope. Luanda is not a quiet capital. Angola is a country of powerful places. Its story can be seen in old fortresses, quiet museums, waterfalls, rock formations, coastal cliffs, religious monuments, and mountain roads. Some places were built by people. Others were shaped by nature over thousands of years. Together, they show Angola as a land of history, beauty, and memory. One of the most important historic sites is the fortress of São Miguel in Luanda. It stands above Luanda Bay and was built by the Portuguese in the 16th century. For a long time, it served as a military stronghold and a symbol of colonial power. Today, it is a museum and one of the best viewpoints over the city and the Atlantic Ocean. Its architecture is strong and simple. Thick walls, open courtyards, and defensive shapes show that it was made for protection and control. But today, these same walls help tell the story of Angola's past. Another important place is the National Slavery Museum near Luanda. It remembers one of the darkest chapters in the country's history, the Atlantic slave trade. It is a quiet place, but its meaning is deep. It invites visitors to reflect on the people who were taken from this land and sent across the ocean. Far from the capital, in Mulanje province, lies one of Angola's greatest natural wonders, Calandula Falls. The waterfall is wide, powerful, and dramatic. Water crashes down from high cliffs into a green valley below, creating mist, sound, and movement. It is one of the most unforgettable views in the country. Near Calandula stand the black stones of Pungo Andongo. These massive dark rocks rise from the land like ancient towers. They are connected to history, legend, and the story of Queen Nzinga, one of Angola's most famous leaders. The stones feel silent, but they carry a powerful atmosphere. Closer to Luanda is Miradouro da Lua, which means viewpoint of the moon. Wind and rain shaped its cliffs into strange flowing forms. The landscape looks almost unreal, like a piece of another planet placed beside the Atlantic coast. In the south, near Lubango, stands Cristo Rei, a statue of Christ watching over the city from the highlands. From this point, visitors can see wide views of Lubango and the surrounding mountains. Nearby is the Serra de Leba Pass, one of Angola's most dramatic roads. It curves sharply through the mountains, creating a breathtaking view where human engineering meets wild nature. Angola's architecture is a mix of colonial buildings, churches, fortresses, museums, monuments, and modern structures. But some of its strongest monuments were not built by human hands. They are the waterfalls, cliffs, stones, mountains, and valleys that give the country its dramatic identity. These places show Angola in many forms. Angolan food is simple, rich, and full of strong flavor. It comes from the land, the ocean, and everyday family life. Funge is one of the most important foods in Angola. It is made from cassava flour or corn flour and cooked into a soft, thick base. It is simple, but it is served with many traditional meals. Muamba de Galinha. Muamba de Galinha is one of Angola's best-known dishes. It is a rich chicken stew cooked with palm oil, okra, garlic, and spices. It is warm, deep in flavor, and very traditional. Calulu is another famous Angolan dish. It is usually made with fish or meat, vegetables, and sauce, cooked slowly to build strong flavor. It is a dish closely connected to home cooking and tradition. Mufete is a popular coastal dish, often made with grilled fish, beans, sweet potato, cassava, plantain, and sauce. It brings together the taste of the ocean and the land in one meal. Angola is also a land of mystery. Some places feel older than history itself. The black stones of Pungo Andongo rise from the land like giant dark monuments, tied to the legend of Queen Nzinga, one of Angola's most powerful historical figures. Then there is Miradouro da Lua, where wind and rain shaped the cliffs into a landscape that looks almost like another planet. In Angola, mystery lives in the land, in the rocks, the silence, and the feeling that the past is still there. That is what makes Angola unforgettable.